right, so get this. We're diving deep into the Shadowhunter world.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But specifically, City of Bones this time. And let me tell you, it gets intense fast.
Really?
Imagine like a whole society facing an enemy that's one of their own.
Wow.
This Shadowhunter named Sebastian Morgenstern.
Okay.
He's not just power hungry, though.
No.
No. He wants to, like, tear down everything they believe in.
Interesting. And the book starts with that.
Well, it throws you right into the action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, focused on this family, the Blackthorns,
Okay.
at the Los Angeles Institute.
Got it.
These kids are going to be, like, right in the middle of everything.
Oh, wow.
There's Julian. He's, like, the responsible one trying to keep his family together.
Makes sense.
Then there's Emma, super fierce fighter, but dealing with a ton of grief,
Yeah.
you know, losing her parents.
Uh,
And then you have the twins,
okay.
Livy and Ty.
Oh, I like them.
Totally inseparable.
Yeah.
Ty's mind just works in this, like, unique way.
I can see that.
And finally, Mark,
Okay.
their half-fairy brother.
Oh.
Always caught between those two worlds.
I bet that's tough.
Makes you think, how would you even handle that kind of pressure?
That's a good question.
Right.
Yeah.
So one thing that really stuck out to me
Yeah.
is how Cassandra Clare uses the Infernal Cup as like this symbol of Sebastian's corruption.
Oh, interesting.
Like he forces this captive Shadowhunter, Katarina, to drink from it. Turns her into one of his like twisted and darkened warriors.
Wow.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Really shows you what he's capable of.
Sets the tone.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And then there's this inscription on the Morgenstern family sword,
Okay.
the Osphorus. It says, "It's a shame you won't live.
Ooh.
Live to tell the Clave that Lilith has strengthened me beyond all measure."
Chills.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so creepy.
It really shows you how obsessed he is with legacy.
Totally.
But it's like a twisted legacy.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
He wants to reshape it into something dark, destructive. He doesn't just want power.
Right.
He wants to break the world.
Exactly. And all this is happening while there's this super complicated relationship
Okay.
between Shadowhunters and Downworlders.
Yeah.
Vampires, werewolves, fairies, warlocks.
Right.
It's like waiting for an explosion.
Oh, for sure. It's like this web of alliances and tensions.
Yeah, totally.
You've got characters like Simon.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's a daylighter vampire.
Yeah.
Totally caught between the world he knew and this new reality.
Makes you wonder, can you ever escape your past?
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, good question.
Then you have Magnus Bane,
Oh, he's great.
this super powerful warlock.
Yeah, and he's dating Alec Lightwood.
Yes, but that's tricky because
Yeah, I can see that.
Magnus is immortal.
Right.
Alec's not.
What does that mean for them?
Makes you think about what commitment really means
I see what you mean.
when your lifespans are so different.
Right, right.
And then there's Raphael,
Okay.
vampire leader in New York. He's got this harder edge,
Oh, interesting.
especially with Simon.
What do you mean?
It shows the distrust, the prejudice,
Yeah.
even within Downworlders.
Makes sense. I guess they have their own divisions, too.
Absolutely. And this war, the book doesn't hold back on the consequences.
How so?
Like the Battle of the Citadel.
Okay.
Clary uses this angelic blade, glorious wound Sebastian.
Yeah.
But both sides lose a lot.
That's awful.
Yeah. And even those who survive,
Right.
they have scars, physical and emotional.
It's a turning point, but at what cost?
Exactly.
You realize in a war like this, no one really wins.
So true.
Everyone loses something.
And after all that,
Yeah.
they turn to the Sealy Court for help.
The fairies.
Yeah. But the Sealy Queen,
She's a tricky one.
you know there'll be a price.
For sure.
And then there's Edom,
Oh, yeah.
this terrifying demon realm.
Sebastian's connected to it.
It's described in prophecy.
What does it say?
None shall pass through it forever and ever.
That's creepy.
Right.
Go definitely.
And for the Blackthorns, it gets even worse.
Oh, no. What happens?
Mark, he gets captured.
Oh, no.
First into the wild hunt.
That's rough.
Yeah, these fairy warriors.
Makes you realize how this conflict tears families apart.
So true. And then
Yeah.
Sebastian gives Clary this awful choice.
What is it?
Rule beside him
No way.
or watch the world burn.
Wow. That's intense.
I know, right?
Really makes you think about those impossible decisions.
Absolutely.
Where do you draw the line?
Right.
Yeah. You know that choice Sebastian gives Clary? It really gets to, like,
Yeah.
the heart of one of the most interesting things in this book.
It's that.
The whole Jason Sebastian thing.
Oh, right?
They're parabatai, like more than brothers.
Yeah, because of that ritual.
Exactly.
But they're on totally opposite sides.
Right. It's like nature versus nurture.
I see that, Chase.
Yeah.
Even with Morgenstern blood, he had the Lightwoods.
Yeah.
Love, acceptance.
It makes you wonder how much is predetermined and how much is like environment.
For sure. But with the parabatai bond,
Yeah.
it's like deeper, you know.
They're supposed to be two halves of the same soul,
Yeah.
but their paths are so different.
It's true. And Jace embodies that struggle.
That light and dark,
Yeah.
all Shadowhunter's face.
But he chooses to fight for his humanity.
There's that scene where he admits to Clary,
Oh, yeah.
I've never been afraid of anyone like this.
It's powerful.
Talking about Sebastian.
Right. It shows how much it hurts.
He's not invincible.
Yeah, you see his vulnerability.
And that makes him relatable.
Totally. And speaking of facing challenges, the downworlders,
Yeah.
always dealing with prejudice.
Even when they're fighting together,
Right.
Simon, especially as a daylighter.
I remember that line.
Which one?
It must be strange, daylighter, to know that you can truly die. It shows that fear, distrust.
Yeah, even from his own kind.
But his relationship with Isabel.
Oh, Isabel Lightwood.
Yeah, it's like a bridge
Between those worlds.
that are supposed to be enemies.
But they find common ground.
It gives you hope.
Yeah.
Maybe love can overcome hate. It's not just romantic love, though.
No.
Magnus, he shows so much loyalty,
Yeah.
selflessness,
How so?
risks his life for Clary and her friends,
Wow.
makes a hard choice about his immortality.
To save Alec.
It shows how much he cares.
It's more than just power.
Right.
He's compassionate.
Totally. And that conversation with Alec.
About their lifespans.
Yeah, it's so raw.
He says, I'm going to live forever, or at least until someone finally kills me, and you're not, and it's too much for you to take on. It makes you think about love.
And commitment.
When time is so different.
It resonates with anyone who's loved deeply.
That's true.
Then there's the fairy world.
Right.
Mark Blackthorne, half fairy.
They're
Between his Shadowhunter family.
And the Wild Hunt.
It's like he represents the whole conflict.
Between Shadowhunters and Downworlders.
Yeah, his inner turmoil is sad.
Always trying to figure out where he belongs.
It makes you think about
Well,
identity.
what makes us who we are.
Exactly. And then there's the Seelie Queen,
Oh, boy.
a force of nature.
She's something else.
Manipulative,
Dangerous.
playing both sides.
Really her own game.
She represents that allure of fairy.
Beautiful and terrifying.
The Seelie Court reminds us
What?
that there are forces
Uh-huh.
even Shadowhunters can't control.
It adds that unpredictability.
Would you trust her?
Knowing what she's like. I don't know.
We can't forget Lilith.
Lilith.
Yeah, this greater demon.
Oh, right.
Adam's first wife.
It's like biblical mythology.
Right.
Raises the stakes.
Your dark magic fuels Sebastian.
It's not just Shadowhunters and Downworlders anymore.
Exactly.
Dark-
It's good versus evil.
You can feel her influence on him,
Like a dark whisper.
pushing him towards destruction. And then there's Edom,
Yeah, where he's headed.
a demon realm.
Described as none shall pass through it forever and ever.
Scary stuff.
But in Edom,
Yeah.
we see how strong our heroes are.
They've been through so much.
Betrayals, losses, terror.
But they don't give up.
It shows the power of love, friendship.
To overcome darkness.
And one of the most powerful moments.
Which one?
When Jace faces his fears in Edom.
Oh, right.
That demon disguised as the Iron Sister.
The one he killed.
It's a test of his character.
Shows how even Jace...
Can have guilt, self-doubt.
It's about being human,
We all have those things.
but it's how we face them.
That defines us.
And speaking of defining moments,
Yeah.
how Clary defeats Sebastian.
It's not brute force.
No.
She outsmarts him.
Uses the Morgenstern blade.
Yosferos.
Shows sometimes the best weapon.
Isn't the obvious one.
Clary's grown so much.
Become a true shadow hunter.
Embraces all her skills.
Her victory shows us
What?
to use your strengths.
Even the unexpected ones.
To overcome anything.
But victory comes at a price.
The aftermath is rough.
In what way?
The Claving makes some questionable choices.
Like what?
Putting politics over justice.
Can you give an example?
Helen Blackthorne's exile.
To Wrangel Island.
Loyal Shadowhunter.
Punished for being half fairy.
It shows prejudice, fear,
Even in victory.
makes you think about power systems
In our own world.
and how they can be unjust.
The book shows the emotional toll, too.
Yeah, Alex heartbroken,
Over Magnus's sacrifice.
even though he survives.
It highlights that vulnerability,
of love,
the sacrifices we make.
for those we care about.
Even in a world of magic.
The biggest challenge.
They're about love, loss, fear.
But there's hope too.
How so?
Jocelyn and Luke.
Yeah.
They return to the mundane world,
Seeking peace.
away from the battles.
It shows that longing
For normalcy,
to heal.
makes you wonder,
Right.
can you ever really leave?
The Shadowhunter world.
Once you've been a part of it?
Good question.
And when Clary scatters Jonathan's ashes
It's like she's breaking free,
from his legacy,
choosing her own path.
and Tessa gives Clary this heirloom.
Tessa Gray.
Yeah, the warlock,
What kind of heirloom?
the codex.
With Fairchild history,
It's like a passing of the torch,
connecting her to her lineage,
reminding her she has a legacy.
separate from the darkness.
Tessa also gives her advice.
What'd she say?
Do not let other people decide who you are. Decide for yourself.
Wow, that's powerful.
It's about self-determination,
Finding your own voice.
even when the world tries to define you,
That advice fits the theme of the book.
which is
True strength comes from embracing our choices,
our vulnerabilities, our identities,
having the courage to be ourselves.
and we can't forget the ending.
Oh, yeah. What happens?
That exchange between Simon and Isabel.
Oh, right.
He says, "You're a heartbreaker, Isabel Lightwood." I remember that much, at least.
Even with his memories wiped.
There's a hint that their connection,
Might be strong enough.
it's a hopeful ending
Love might be powerful enough.
to overcome even that.
We've covered so much.
I know we could talk for hours.
It's such a layered book.
So many fascinating characters
It really makes you think.
about identity, choice, good and evil.
It challenges your own beliefs.
This has been intense.
So there's more to come.
Stick with us
We'll be back.
to explore more themes and questions.
From City of Bones.
I'm especially interested in free will versus destiny.
In a world of prophecy and magic?
Can we truly choose our paths?
Or is it all predetermined?
And I want to look at the moral dilemmas.
The characters face.
There are no easy answers,
Even heroes have to make hard choices.
with lasting consequences.
It makes us think about power.
Prejudice
The choices we make.
when faced with the impossible. So get ready
For one final plunge.
into this captivating world
We'll be right back.
with the last part,
Of our deep dive.
into City of Bones. Okay, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into City of Bones.
It's been quite a journey.
We've seen it all, the highs, the lows.
Now it's time to, step back.
Yeah, look at the bigger picture.
What did this story leave us thinking about?
Exactly, and for me,
Yeah.
it's that whole free will versus destiny thing.
Ah, that's a good one.
The Shadowhunter world is all about prophecies.
Ancient oaths, bloodlines.
Like it's all predetermined.
Right. Can anyone really break free from that?
Clary tries.
She does, doesn't she?
Everyone's telling her she'll be like Valentine,
That the darkness is in her blood,
but she fights it,
creates her own path.
even when it means going against everything she's been told,
It's like she's saying, we're not just products of our past.
or our dreams,
We have the power to choose.
even when it's hard.
What do you think? Do you believe in destiny?
That's a tough one.
Or do you think we make our own way?
I mean, look at Jace.
Okay.
He's fighting that darkness too.
From Valentine.
He could have given in so easily,
Especially after Sebastian.
but he chooses love, loyalty.
Compassion.
So maybe free will does exist.
But it takes effort.
You have to see those forces
They're trying to shape you.
and then decide who you want to be.
I like that. And it's interesting
What is?
how choice connects to family in the book.
Oh, yeah.
Clary and Jace find strength.
In their chosen families.
The Lightwoods, Luke, Simon.
They're friends
It helps them resist that darkness.
from their biological family.
It shows how important those relationships are.
The people we choose to be with,
They give you belonging, love, support.
which is huge when things are tough.
Family isn't just blood.
It's the people who love you,
Support you no matter what.
hope you be your best self.
And that brings us to
Yeah.
the morality of the Shadowhunter world.
Oh, it's complicated.
Duty versus compassion
Following the law.
versus doing what's right.
You see it with the Clave,
The Shadowhunter government.
like with Helen Blackthorne.
Exiled to Wrangle Island,
Loyal and brave.
but punished for being half fairy.
It shows how even systems of justice,
Can be flawed, prejudiced,
and it makes you think,
about power.
and whether true justice is even possible.
When those in charge have their own biases.
But it's not just the Clavera.
Right.
Even our heroes face these dilemmas.
Like what?
Jace willing to die for Magnus.
That's a big one.
One life versus many.
And Clary,
Killing Sebastian.
her own brother.
It's all those gray areas.
Especially in war.
There are no easy answers.
Every choice has consequences.
Even good intentions.
Can lead to bad outcomes.
The book doesn't shy away from that.
It makes you examine your own compass.
How would you handle these situations?
And it makes you think about your own biases.
Oh, for sure.
The Shadowhunter world.
It reflects our own prejudices.
Downworlders, marginalized.
Feared, discriminated against.
Even when they're fighting together.
Sam is a daylighter.
He's constantly reminded
of being different.
Makes you question the whole system.
The power structures that keep things unequal.
Prejudice can take so many forms.
It's about fear of the unknown.
Wanting to keep things the same.
But even with all that darkness,
there's still hope.
In the characters,
their resilience,
their love for each other,
that refusal to give up,
those small acts of kindness,
even in chaos,
they make a difference.
Even when things seem hopeless.
So as we wrap up,
our deep dive,
I'm amazed by the power of stories.
It's more than just fantasy.
It's a mirror
to our own world,
our potential for good and bad.
It makes you think, empathize,
believe in a better future,
where love and acceptance win.
That's a good note to end on.
So that's it for our exploration
of the Shadowhunter world.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into City of Bones.
We'll be back soon
with a new topic,
ready to uncover its secrets.
Until then,
keep exploring,
keep questioning,
and keep the conversation going.